Welcome back to the podcast. Today's topic is going to be a little bit heavier than most of the content that I share here, but I think it's really important in a conversation that we need to have as business owners because we do not talk about wanting to quit very often. Okay? It can be so easy to want to quit or feel like quitting or feel like that's our only option when we are tired, when we are exhausted, when we are just up to our eyeballs and we just feel like we can't handle anything else. A little bit of a backstory. I have been battling an ongoing health issue for almost 3 years. And what it is really isn't that important. And I kind of have a boundary of not talking about my medical things too deeply for the whole internet to hear, it's kind of personal. But don't worry, it's nothing like life threatening, it's nothing serious. It has just been more annoying than anything. And I gotta be really honest with you, I'm tired of appointments. I'm tired of pharmacies calling and texting and emailing so many fucking notifications. I'm so sick of hospitals calling to schedule pre-op appointments. I'm so sick of packets of information and having to buy medical supplies over and over and over again. And having to go get MRIs and CTs and scans and follow-up appointments and paying copays. I'm going to be $40 copays like to death, I swear. I'm tired of answering questions from friends and coworkers. I'm tired of explaining my entire health history over and over again to doctors. I've had 3 surgeries so far, and I'm scheduled for the 4th one soon. And I think by the time that this one comes out, I will have already had the 4th. But I have been showing up and serving others while dealing with this somewhat silently and while managing this. And it's been really hard. And there was a day a couple weeks ago that I got news that I was going to have the 4th surgery. And I kept asking myself, okay, do I really want to build a business while I'm dealing with this? Can I just quit? Can I just step back? Is building this business worth it while I battle this? I kept asking myself, do I want to keep pushing to build the business of my dreams while also dealing with these medical issues? And I was ready to give up. But one of my mentors, who's way smarter than I am, reminded me, when you're tired, you don't give up, you take a nap. I was like, oh, yes. So if you are feeling exhausted, if you're feeling burnt out, let's talk about it. If you're feeling resentful, if you aren't motivated to do tasks, even ones that you typically enjoy, if you're short with the people around you, if you're overly emotional about things that you're not usually emotional about, you might be burnt out. You might be tired. Okay? So when you're burnt out, when you're tired, in your business, in your health journey, in life, join me in taking a nap. One of my favorite ways to take a nap, quote unquote, is to take a 48-hour social media break. Last August, shit kind of hit the fan all at once, and I took like I called it my emergency 48 hours off of social media and off of working, and I just relaxed. I did stuff around the house. I went to bed early. I spent time with my husband. I spent time with friends. And I ended up writing a blog post about it. And what I learned, I'll link the blog post in the show notes, but what I learned, just how beneficial it was to me, was pretty amazing. Shutting everything off for 48 hours and just letting myself be was amazing. And it was the exact reset that I needed, the nap that I needed in my business to come back Monday morning excited to work again. So if you are feeling the weight in something with your business, so you can take a nap from individual things in your business. Maybe you're trying to launch a course and it just feels sticky. Take a week off from working on it. Maybe you're trying to get people to come to your community call and it's just not working. Take a week off from it and come back. Take 48 hours off of social media. Give yourself 72 hours to not work your business or even think about your business. Don't take a small little teeny tiny break. Take a full break. Put out of office up and everything. If that sounds amazing to you, you probably need a break. You probably need 48, 72 hours off of work. Don't think about your business. Don't work on your business. Don't open your laptop. Turn your out of office on. Put a post up on social media saying, I'm taking 48 hours off of social media. See you on Monday. Take the apps off of your phone. And if that sounds hard to you, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. I'm sorry. If taking a break, if you're like, oh, Chrissy, I can't take those apps off my phone. Oh, I can't take a 48-hour break. What happens if someone needs me? If that feels like skin crawling, like, oh, I can't do that, that means you probably need a break. And so I'm actually kind of the opposite. I hate taking breaks because I feel very uncomfortable when I'm not working. I feel very like a lot of my routines and everything are tied to working and when I'm going to work. And so before I take a break, I ask myself these 3 clarifying questions. The first is, what will I feel like when I take the break? Will I feel relaxed? Will I feel anxious? The second question I ask, and this is the most important for me, what will I do during the break? And I actually set an agenda for myself, so I'm not just sitting staring at the wall. Because so much of my weekend is tied up to working, because I work full time, working on my business. And so if I don't have stuff going on, I'm like, well, what's the point of this, right? And then I also ask myself, how will I feel if I don't take the break? And if I ask myself that and I dig deep and I actually feel like I'm going to feel burnt out, resentful, angry if I don't take a break, I know that it's time. It's probably past time for me to take a break. But taking a break does not mean that you give up. Anytime that I set a break, I am very intentional. I'm going to take a break from this day to this day, and that is it. I will be back to work on this day. I will be back to building my business on this day. And doing that is not like, oh, you need to be super stringent with yourself. It is unlocking something in your brain. So it is telling your brain, it's okay to rest. It's okay to turn it off. And my business will be there when I get back. And then setting a timeline also ensures that you don't quit. I cannot tell you how many people, I'm gonna pick on my network marketing girlies. I cannot tell you how many people in network marketing that I watch that they go through a busy season and they say, I just need a break. But they never set an intention of, I just need a break for the next week. I just need a break for the next month, but I'll be back on November 1st or, April 3rd. Like, they do not set a specific date. And so what they end up doing is they actually just quit. And then coming back is harder than starting was ever in the beginning. But you're not coming back. You just took a break. You didn't quit. You took a break. Even if that break is a week, 2 weeks, a month, you are allowed to take a month break if you want to. Okay? When you come back, I want you to be rested and excited to get back into it. I do not want you to be resentful and tired. If you are resentful and tired right now, take a break. You deserve it. The big thing is when you are working from a resentful and tired place, we can feel it in the way that you show up. I can promise you that. Consider your break as not a break, but an investment in your fuel to keep going at your full battery potential. When my little whisk for my coffee frother dies because I've used it too much, I don't get angry at it and say, oh, I need a whole new coffee whisk. I go, oh, those batteries are probably dead. Let me go charge them. We get the rechargeable batteries because we're dorks. And then when your time for your break is up, come back and sit with it. Come back, sit in your office and decide, hey, has enough time passed? Or do I need more time than what I initially thought? And if you need more time, please take it. It is better to take 2 solid weeks off your business and come back rested and recharged than it is to continue to dredge through it. Because we can feel when you are dredging through it, and it is not sexy. It is not. We don't like to see you dredging. Rather, you take a break, go radio silent, and come back excited to work again, okay? And yes, Instagram is still going to be there when you get back, and probably no one will actually notice that you're gone, but maybe your ride or dies might. So you can post like a little cute, like, social media free weekend is good for the soul. See you Monday for your, and that post or that story is just for your best people that are going to want to make sure that you're okay. The rest of the people, that really doesn't matter. And your customers will also still be there when you get back, but that does not mean that you should ghost them, especially if you have, so like for my students, we have office hours where they can text me. And so if I just disappear for 5 days and I don't tell them, hey, I'm taking a break, I will get back to your text messages when I get back. They're like, what happened to Chrissy? Where'd she go? Clear communication is kind. So take a couple minutes to shoot them a message and let them know that you'll be unavailable through this specific date, but that you're looking forward to connecting to them when you are back. Now, you still need to fulfill whatever you promise them. So if you promise them, 2 hours of Voxer support a week, and now all of a sudden you're just going to be gone for a week, like explain to them like, hey, I know that I promised you 2 hours of Voxer support every week. I'm going to make that up for you when I get back or over the next 2 weeks or whatever. I don't know anyone that does 2 hours of Voxer. That's a lot of time sending voice notes back and forth. If you have a customer community, you can also consider posting something to your customer community and letting them know like, hey, I'm taking a quick break, but I'll be back on Tuesday. Or if you have a team, if you have a VA, can they do it and do it to 80% and it's good enough? Probably. And I want to remind you that you are never alone in this. Please reach out to a friend, a mentor, a family member, and let them know that you're burnt out, that you're tired. And if you don't have someone that you feel like you can reach out, go get yourself a business friend that's on your same level. So find someone that can step in for you if you need it, and you do the same for them. I personally have a co-coach inside of my signature program, the New Business Roadmap. And when I'm on vacation or I need to take a break from my health, I communicate with her ahead of time and I say, hey, can you please coach for me on May, whatever? I'm going to be out of town. I have surgery the day before and I'm not going to be up for coaching. And she says, of course I can. Okay. And I've also trained my VA on so many things. If I need a break, she can do about 90% of the activities in my business. She obviously can't record a podcast for me, but she can do all the editing. She can grab all the clips, right? And I just want to point out for my VA here, I allow her to have space when she needs it too. So flip the script on yourself. If you're beating yourself up for needing a break, I want you to flip it and pretend it's your VA that's asking, or your friend that's asking, hey, can I take a break this weekend? Would I say to her, geez, Jackie, why do you need the weekend off? Didn't you take a weekend off 2 months ago? And yes, we do actually go months at a time without taking a break because sometimes that's the name of the game in business ownership, especially when you have a job and a business and a family and all the things. But no, I am not saying to Jackie, no, why would you need, you don't need a break. No, I'm going, hey, if she's asking me for a break, she probably needs it. So I say, yes, girl, take the weekend. I'll be here when you get back. Is there anything that didn't get done this week that I could probably catch up on? And then she turns her notifications off and she enjoys her weekend. So if I can allow Jackie to go and do that, why can't I allow myself to do that? Okay? So here's your permission slip to not be Superwoman, to ask for help, to take the time off, and to speak kindly over yourself when you do. Being kind to yourself allows you to re-enter kindly and get back to business instead of, oh my gosh, I took a break. I shouldn't have taken a break. Oh, I'm so terrible. And then you spend your first 72 hours back at work beating yourself up and doing crap work from a place of guilt, instead of just coming back and going, that break was amazing. I am armed and I'm ready to come back to work. Let's do the dang thing. So here's your permission slip to go take a break, come back without guilt, because you deserve that, my friend. When you do come back, I'm just going to warn you, you're going to have all these ideas and thoughts and to-dos and scrolling around in your head. So I want to invite you to do my favorite activity when you're feeling overwhelmed, the mind dump. You can either grab a piece of paper and just write down all the thoughts, or I have a Trello board template and a PDF that you can print out that's going to walk you through how to do a mind dump super fast and super productively. Yes, that's a word. At chrissysperduto.com/free. It's under the Organized Mind Productive Week bundle. It is free, and you can download that and you can write down everything that's scrolling around in your head without judgment. You can even print that out, and as things come up while you're on a break, write those things down and revisit it when you come back to work. So, and I break down the step-by-step of mind dumping. of crossing off duplicates and prioritizing and how to get back into work inside that guide. Plus, it has a digital template to get you organized so you know what the most important things to do first are. So even if you're a pen and paper girly or you're a digital girly, there's something there for you, I promise. So, and remember, you are not alone. I am always, always, always rooting for you, my friend. I will see you next week.